Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? The time has nearly arrived. We are so very close to Major League Baseball returning to the channel.
Fanboy!
But
the man was a fanboy.
As Caniac hits us up with the lovely 25 months, I will say this, but before then, we have a little bit of business to handle. We got some business to attend to. I am excited to see how it happens to play out here with our Buffalo Sabres. Caniac, thank you for the 25 months once again, sir. I appreciate the support tremendously. And Ivory, I am upset that the Penguins couldn't beat the Flyers, but it is what it is. We are going to get right down to business tonight. Hello, everybody in chat that I didn't directly say hello to. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here. We'll see what kind of night this proves to be for the Sabres. And then, of course, we'll see what happens with the likes of MLB as well. It's going to be a very exciting night. Brits, what's up? So for those that missed it last night, I'm not going to give you a full recap, but the episodes will be up on YouTube, of course, as well. We have a very strict rule set here, given the circumstances. And we're going to see what happens in this offseason and what the future might be for one Matt Barzell and others. So like I said, we're going to get down to business. We have some big wheel spins ahead of us. Some big wheel spins ahead of us. And I'm petrified. I am absolutely petrified because last year we had a wheel spin with one Henri Jokiharju, and it landed on no, meaning we weren't allowed to negotiate. It led to me having to trade him. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, our future in net. Is he willing to negotiate? Let's find out. Mr. Luukkonen. So, if I restart the episode really quickly, is anybody going to be upset? So, Mr. Luukkonen, I have no choice but to qualify him. I am not allowed to negotiate. If somebody, sends an offer sheet, I'm allowed to match it. And then the decision is, if he doesn't sign, do I just let him sit out for the year and then try to re-sign him the next year? So, it's a rough spot. Dustin Tokarski as well. I would love to bring you back, just for the sake of team morale. And Dustin Tokarski does not want to come back. Cool. So, Mr. Tokarski, thanks for being here. We currently have no goalies signed. Fun. For the defense, it's a whole bunch of nothing that we signed over the past year. For Jacob Bryson, I think it's fair enough to just say that a 76 overall guy can just outright be signed. So we will indeed look to sign him. Lycason, sure, 72 at 20 years old, that's not that bad. Kuokkanen is terrible and he's not going to make it, so we're just going to release him. No reason to hold on to him, really. He's never going to develop. It'll piss off AHLers, but it's fine. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these defensemen. I'm probably going to drop them. Like, even though Matt Irwin did very well last year for us with 15 goals, probably just going to drop them all. It could really hurt our morale, though. Why is this wheel heavily weighted towards no? It's not. It's an even strength yes or no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 3 yeses, 3 nos. 50-50, man. 50-50. Really quickly, how many defensemen do we have signed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hello, Deke Slayer. How are you? We might be dropping these guys. We might just. For the forwards. Oh, fuck. Here we go. So we already missed out on being able to bring back certain players, and now we have to worry about even more. Clement, what's going on? This is the spin to decide if Sam Reinhart is returning to Buffalo. Is Sam Reinhart returning to Buffalo? The answer, thank God, is yes. This is the spin for Victor Olofsson. All right. Victor Olofsson wants to test the market. We're losing him. I hate this challenge already. So Victor Olofsson is going to hit the open market. We are allowed to negotiate with Sam Reinhart. I don't know how I feel about giving Sam Reinhart close to $8 million a year. Honestly, we might be letting go of Sam Reinhart too. $8 million a year for 60 points? I don't know about that. I wish I could have kept Olofsson because I think I want to drop Reinhart for how much money he's asking for. This is a disaster. Oh boy. Tomas Hertl, who we picked up at the deadline for dirt cheap, is negotiating rights. Does he want to talk? Yes, he does. Okay, let's see what's up with Tomas Hertl. $5 million again for him is pretty good. Oh God, I mean we should probably negotiate with Reinhart, but man, ideally we would get that under $7 million a season. The big question is whether or not I'm doing no movement clauses and no trades. I don't think I am, although we might do that again in a future run. 6.9 for the memes, and I'll say yes. 6.9 for the memes, and I will say yes. Will this go through? We will find out. Tomas Hertl. Again, I am allowed to negotiate with him. We will, we'll see what happens here. We shall see. Gonna go for like 4.5. That wouldn't be that bad. And then Grigorenko was a depth option. Ratu might be signed. Eakin's gonna go. Murray can go. He's not that good. Andrew Ogilvy can go. Ruotsalainen. Brandon Biro. Davidson's out. JJ. Good old JJ. I mean, they did you dirty. They did you dirty. We're not going to sign you. That's brutal. Let's see what happens. First day here. Bryson is back. Reinhart rejects. Hertl rejects. No 85% for them. I didn't even go the full 85% and they still said no. Yikes. Well, I have no idea what this team's going to be this upcoming season. Mr. Reinhart, 7/5. That still scares the hell out of me. But that's the most I'm offering for Sam Reinhart as a 60-point player. And for Tomas Hertl, I'm going to try like 4.9, which would still be pretty damn good. Reinhart rejects, Hertl rejects. All right, let's try Hertl at 5. God damn, Tom Bomb, take it easy, buddy. Sam Reinhart, this is my absolute maximum offer. 7.25. If he rejects it, we're dropping him. He signed.
Fanboy. The man was a fanboy.
Alpha dropping the 27. The 27 months. Alpha, thank you for that. How are you? Did I botch the Sam Reinhart negotiations? Maybe, because that was a pretty expensive contract, but we did what we had to do. We have $23 million in space, and we move ahead to free agency. So we're dropping a ton of players. Get ready for a lot of morale options. Buyout Skinner for a harder challenge. Again, it would be like $2 or $3 million a year for a decade. It's ridiculous. So, let's go to the staff first and foremost. Nice jersey. Thank you. We are allowed to bring in 3 more scouts. And we will spin it for the 2A grades. Mr. Tremblay is a yes. What about Sereda? Alright, cool. And then it's basically impossible that we wouldn't also be allowed to get one of the A-minuses. So let's send an offer out to Louis Tremblay. I hate that EA made it that you have to drop it. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Hey, here's one of the team's top prospects. Yeah, you don't want him. You don't want him because he's terrible. I'm gonna cheese this a little bit though and see what we're dealing with there. Let's go for McArdle, I guess, or Ruben Wingles. I could have sworn I clicked on McArdle, but I did. Aha! McArdle. Ruben. Not even gonna ask. Not even going to ask. We do have better coaches out here. We shall spin the wheel for them as well. Mr. Melee, the only A grade. Well, screw you too. What about this first A-? Alright, I'm allowed 1 A-. Am I allowed 2 A-? Am I still allowed 2 A-? Because it's the third spin.
Fanboy! The man was a fanboy!
Balls razor sharp. 42 on Jackie Robinson Day. Razor sharp. Thank you for that, buddy. Your undying support. I do appreciate it. How are you? How you been? As if we weren't in a baseball mood already, right? Alright, so I'm allowed to sign 1 A- scout. Suppose it doesn't really matter who it is. We would have gone for this guy anyway. And let's hope this max offer goes through. Can the Bruins lose the game, please? No! No. No, they cannot. Especially if it's a Rangers fan asking that, because no. No, 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 no. F1 2021 with the story mode. I know! I don't think it's going to be all that good, because I don't really like story modes in sports games, but it is what it is. What is the jersey tonight? I am so glad that you asked. This is the UMaine jersey. To Red Gedron. We miss you. It's beautiful. Had to bust it out. Oh, man. Just got it in the mail today. But today was a very busy day. So... hence the lack of an Instagram picture so far. So with coaching and scouts, we're good. Free agency, what do we got? For goaltender, Grubauer wants $11 million. Oh my god. Dude, Luukkonen doesn't even want money. Please, God, let him sign here. In terms of prospects... I mean, this is pretty much what we're looking at, right? Shogard, Parsons, even Capo Kakkonen. What did I get on the back of that? Korea, Swayman. I don't know. Probably wouldn't get it customized because it would just be a pain in the ass. But I see your point. I think we have to spin the wheel for Skinner. Shogard's almost impossible to get, but we can try. Basically, for all these younger goalies, we just gotta go for it. We gotta go for it. Except for Tarasov, because he's only a 70. So... Did I take out the wheel? I didn't. There we go. Stuart Skinner. Would you like to sign in Buffalo? Hey, we got one. Alright, Stuart Skinner. Let's go ahead and send you a nice little deal. Matt Shogard. Mr. Shogard, would you like to sign in Buffalo? Well, screw you too. Tyler Parsons. Alright, Tyler Parsons is a yes. So we miss out on Shogard. We're allowed to go after Parsons. He's an RFA for Calgary. And I have to offer about 1,225 because it doesn't require any picks. Because we gave up those picks. Because of course we did. From there, we're obviously looking at another goalie. I hope we retain Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Aside from him, I mean, we're obviously not paying Grubauer 11 mil. You get the veteran in Fleury. Could go for Capo Kakkonen, but he's making $6 million bucks and would make Luukkonen redundant. Then you get the likes of Kevin Lankinen. Casey DeSmith, Cal Peterson. Cal Peterson was a Sabre, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. Of course, we had Reimer last year, who kind of blew it in the playoffs after looking like he was going to figure it out. Big save, Dave. Ryan Miller's still there. I mean, I think Lankinen or Peterson are probably the way to go, right? I think they're the way to go. Indeed, Snipe, I am not allowed to negotiate with Luukkonen. He has to accept his qualifying offer or we do not get him. It sucks. Let's take a look here. Kevin Lankinen. Kevin Lankinen. Oh my god. Cal Peterson, would you like to come to Buffalo for once? Okay, cool. So we can get Cal Peterson. Can't get Kevin Lankinen. Cal Peterson in a tandem with Luukkonen would be pretty nice. As a third goalie, we offered him last year. He said no. Ryan Miller, would you like to come back to Buffalo for your retirement tour? Ryan Miller is over the city of Buffalo. For the defense, what do we got? Best option out there is Seth Jones. You also got Chris Letang, Mark Giordano. Some schmuck. Alright, I mean, there are names out there. What do we got for prospects? Hello, Dobson. Hello, Sandin. There's also Kyle Capobianco. Dude named Rensfeld who isn't that good. Okay. Well, I guess first and foremost, it's the obvious one. Kyle Capobianco. Are you cool with signing here? Holy shit, that was as close as it can get. Let's send an offer to one Mr. Capobianco. I think he's an RFA. From the looks of it, he is. Okay, well, we'll offer him the max deal, and at the very least, we'll get him paid a little bit more if the Yotes decide to retain him. From there, we can't afford Dobson and Sandin because we just don't have the picks. Yeah, we don't have the draft picks to go after these guys, so that's just not going to happen. So then we look at the higher overalls. I mean, we could obviously go for some of the veterans who are a little bit cheaper. Turns out Ekholm was wanting $6 million. Seth Jones at $8 million. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Although, didn't Seth Jones play for the Canucks? He did, and he won a Stanley Cup with them and had 25 points in 24 games in the playoffs. Salty Cole Caulfield's not in. I don't blame you. Again, it's a weird paperwork issue that they have with the AHL. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. Maybe Seth Jones at $9 million is just about worth it. Aside from that, I can't really say I have a clear-cut target aside from Parayko or Lindholm. I think they make a lot of sense money-wise. And for the 84 overalls, Josh Manson makes a lot of sense here, too. So Jones, Parayko, Lindholm, Josh Manson. Again, these guys make a lot of sense. And we need defensive help, too. So let's do it. We'll throw our name into the hat. Seth Jones, are you interested in coming to Buffalo? Colton Parayko, are you interested in coming to Buffalo? Hampus Lindholm, are you interested in coming to Buffalo? Josh Manson, are you interested in coming to Buffalo? Holy shit. Okay. So, we get our pick out of the four. We get our pick out of the four. I mean, obviously, we got to go for Seth Jones. He's the crown jewel of this class. Columbus and Winnipeg are also interested. He wants a 5-year deal. 9x5 or 7x9.5. We might as well just go the full 7 at 9.5, but he only wants 5. I'm going to give him the full 7 at 9.5. If he accepts it, he accepts it. We have $25 million in cap space, essentially. Then we get to Parayko or Lindholm. I think we can wait a day or two, because Parayko has no offers right now. Lindholm does. Manson also has no offers. If we could end up with Jones and then 2 out of the other 3, I think we'd be good to go. I'm not even acknowledging D'Angelo beyond saying his name. Not a chance. So yeah, we'll see what happens there defensively. We'll wait it out. For the forwards, in terms of the top prospects, Farabee is out there, but we can't afford him. So is Dominic Kubalik. Kubalik's a UFA, which is pretty nice. Who do we have for RFAs? Holy crap. All right. Well, are you ready for wheel spins, guys? I mean, I can't go for Farabee or Barrett Hayton because I don't have the picks, but everybody else is essentially fair game. Heponiemi down is fair game, and I'm going to offer every single person that I am allowed to offer a deal to. So get ready for a lot of wheel spins. First and foremost, it's Alexei Heponiemi, and it's a no. Klim Kostin. It's a no. Stelio Mateos. It's a no. Michael McLeod. Alright, cool. We can offer Michael McLeod a deal. Obviously, I'm changing it on screen. It's a 1-2-2-5 like it always is, because it's an RFA. Yanni Ikonen, who is terrible. So this is actually for Christian Fisher. It's a no. Ben Jones, I think it is a no. And Otto Koivula. Well, fuck my shit up, fam. Okay. Well, after all of that, Michael McLeod was the only one we were allowed to go after. That's it. Out of all of that. Again, we can't afford Farabee, we can't afford Hayton, we don't have the compensation picks. For the UFAs, in terms of potential, who do we have? Screw your low 6s unless they have a high overall. It's like Zach Senyshyn. Ooh, Stud, Chekhovich, Timashov, Barré-Boulet. And again, unfortunately, we had to let go of Olofsson. 26-year-olds don't matter as much. Honestly, it's for Chekhovich and Stud at this stage, so we'll spin the wheel again. Ivan Chekhovich. The Chekhovich is a no. What about Jack Studnicka? Oh, thank God. All right, cool. So we don't get to abuse the prospects that are out there. We'll go ahead and try to sign Stud and hope that he turns it around. So then we get to the lovely best players available, which includes Mika Zibanejad, who is by far the best value for money. Out of all, man, Hoffman wants $8 million. You're welcome, Mike Hoffman, for turning your career around, which is crazy. Best value for money by far is Mika Zibanejad. Under $7 million at an 86 overall. There's pretty much no conversation. We're gonna spin the wheel for Zibanejad and see what we got. And the answer, is a no. All right. Well, rip the Mika Zibanejad dream. What do we got for 85s? Thornton, Jenner, Kasha, Kadri. I mean, Nazem's pretty good value for money, given the circumstances here. Especially because there are 84s looking for exactly as much. I don't know how useful he'll be on the playoffs, because he'll probably get suspended, but Nazem Kadri is willing to come to Buffalo. You love to see it, just like you love to see the Galeno resub for 29 months. Galeno, thank you for that, sir. We will throw our name into the hat for one nifty Nazem. Joe Thornton at $4.3 million is not worth it, because there's a really good chance he's going to regress. Out of those 84s, Gusev's looking for almost 5. Dustin Brown is pretty cheap, but out of the 83s, you're looking at like Foligno, Carter, Phil Kessel, Brian Rust. Kessel's the most expensive of the bunch, but it is Phil Kessel. pretty funny. You know, we have a lot of money out there right now. We're going to wait a day or two, see what deals go through, and take it from there. As we get our scouts and our coach. Beautiful. We got a trade. Ooh. A second and a fourth for Mackenzie Weegar and a third. Wow, EA does Mackenzie Weegar dirty in this game. Holy hell. Expiring deal. A second round pick is a pretty steep price. But we also get a third. That's a pretty good deal. And that's a good safety net for our defense in case we don't get everybody that we want. Because obviously right now our defense is Rasmus Dahlin and that's it. When it comes to draft picks as well, we do have a second this year. It's Edmonton's. But man, that second round pick is really valuable. It's a slam dunk guaranteed improvement for the defense. Smalls, what's up? I think we're going to take this. That's a hell of an offer. I think we're going to take it. Let's bring Mackenzie Weegar to Buffalo. Thank you very much to the Florida Panthers for offering that. That actually helped out quite a bit. And again, we're taking Jack Eichel off the block. We'll go ahead and take that. Habs not allowed to edit trade offers. I have to take what they offer me. That's it. I like to limit what I can do with the trades because otherwise it's almost too easy. I mean, granted, yes, there are some times where you get horrible AI trade logic on hard difficulty where you're essentially throwing a generational player at them and they'll be like, I don't know, man. I'd have to put frickin' Thomas Yurko on waivers. I can't do it. I was really trying to think of what player I wanted to throw under the bus, and for some reason, it was Mr. Yurko. So, sorry, Tomas. I apologize. I apologize. Remember when the Devils offered a Subban for Eichel? I do. All right. Cal Peterson, welcome to Buffalo. Michael McLeod accepts as well in the short term. Stuart Skinner signs, as does Jack Studnicka. Parsons, we don't know yet. Capobianco, we don't know yet. All right, so we've actually had a pretty good free agent period already. In terms of signings, again, we get Skinner, Peterson, so goaltending's looking good. Let's see, again, getting Stud. Djokovic went to the Rangers. As Tony DeAngelo goes to the Washington Capitals. How fitting. And Andre Palat goes to the Anaheim Ducks. So let's take a look then at the big names that are out there, just to double check who's been offered a deal and who hasn't. And Parayko still hasn't gotten an offer, but people are all over Lindholm, which is great news for me. Manson still doesn't have an offer. Nobody's gone after Kessel. We're still looking pretty good, given the circumstances here. DeAngelo storming. So the Devils keep McLeod. Nazem Kadri goes to Tampa Bay, but Seth Jones signs with Buffalo. 7 years, $9.5 million after destroying worlds with the Vancouver Canucks. Will that work out for me? In real life, would I give him that? Absolutely not, but in this video game, why not? As we get a 1-for-1 Barzell for Kotkaniemi, no thank you. Capobianco will stay with the Coyotes. Seth Jones, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, sir. Happy to have you here. Just wanted to make sure it didn't reset my trade block or anything. So this defense is looking significantly better already. We have no contract offers out right now, with $9.6 million in space. Let's double check this team. Is Torf coming back again? You'll find out tonight. You will find out very soon what our plans are for MLB. Very, very soon indeed. So for the goaltending right now, again, we have Peterson and Skinner. I still need to wait to see what's going to happen with Luukkonen. For the defense, it's now Dahlin, Jones, and Weegar leading the way. So we need at least one more decent defender. I think it's going to be Colton Parayko. And for the forwards, I mean, honestly, we're looking okay. I mean, we have Eichel and Barzal. We got Matt Barzal at the trade deadline, actually. 1-for-1 for Casey Middlestat, don't you know? So quickly, if we look at the defense again, one team is in on Parayko. I still really like the idea of bringing in Colton Parayko. I think Detroit can eat pant, and let's hope this goes through because Hampus Lindholm is off the board. For the forwards, I mean, as much as I'd like Kubalik, like you look at the price differential between he and Max Domi. Max Domi might be the guy to go for that price range. And then out of the 83s, you still have a veteran like Phil Kessel, who's actually dropped his asking price quite a bit. Domi. Got DeBrusk, Rask, Strome, Beauvillier up there. Stashny's dirt cheap right now. So the question right now is Domi, Kessel, Rust. I think we'll spin the wheel for all three and see who we get. Max Domi, do you want to come to Buffalo, sir? Yes. Does Brian Rust want to come to Buffalo? Chat, will we be saying hi to Phil? No, we will not. Max Domi it is. Max Domi it is. I don't think I want to give him a 4-year deal. We'll go 4x4 for Domi and see what the hell happens. That's a pretty big risk, but we'll attempt it. We will attempt it. Gergensons in a 7th for a 4th. I will take it. It'll disrupt the locker room, but I will gladly move on from one Zemgus Gergensons. Tyler Parsons will be staying in Calgary. Max Domi goes to Vegas. And we certainly won't be trading Mackenzie Weegar already. Okay, so our plans are blowing up in our face a little bit. We're still waiting to hear from Colton Parayko about what he's going to do. We have $12 million in space. Colton also goes to Vegas. Uh-huh. This isn't good, chat. This isn't good. This is getting rough. So we have 2 goalies. Still. We need to sign 2 more. Our defense is of 3 players. Again, our forward core is still solid. It's not incredible. We need some depth. I mean, again, we only have 28 players under contract right now. So we need 2 goalies. And obviously, again, I still can't offer Luukkonen anything. Obviously, we don't want to spend a ton of money here. I mean, Big Save Dave, Alex Stalock, Yaroslav Halak. These guys are dirt cheap. To one Big Save David. Would you like to come to Buffalo? That's a yes. Alex Stalock. Also a yes. Cool. Let's go for those 2 first. Over Halak because he might drop. A lot of teams are interested in Riddick. We'll go 1 by 1. And for Alex Stalock, no real interest. We'll pay him a little bit more. For the defense. This is rough. The dog is growling in her dreams. You gotta love it. I mean, Mark Giordano for that price. Like, I know he's a veteran. But Gio for that price is pretty solid. Jacob Larson. I think he's an RFA, though. No, he's not. Yeah, Larson for that price could work. Again, we don't have the assets for Dobson. I think we'd be dumb. I get that Jacob Larson IRL is pretty bad. But we'd be dumb to not go for him for that asking price. Jacob Larson, what do you say? He says yes. Cool beans. So We'll send Jacob Larson an offer. I think ideally a third pairing guy for us. And then I think it's got to be Gio. Otherwise, we're looking at like Oli Mata, Braden Coburn, Jason Demers. Like, at this stage, we're pretty much looking at veterans who can step into this lineup and hopefully not be complete trash. That's pretty much what we're... Is that Caleb Jones? That is Caleb Jones. Poor Caleb Jones. I think we got to go for Mark Giordano at this stage. Depending on whether or not there's another forward available that we'd want. Radulov, Pavelski, Hoffman at those prices? Absolutely not. Nobody's interested in Mike Hoffman.
Oh, good for you!
As King Julius, I'm guessing. Thank you for the follow. I think we keep our eye on Hoffman at this stage. And Gusev, just to see if he goes. If these veterans keep lowering their asking price, we can swoop in here and do some damage, I'd say. So, we'll give it a minute. We'll give it a minute. Let's wait it out. Jacob Larson signed immediately. Ratu and Skinner for... Do we give up Aatu Ratu to get rid of Jeff Skinner? That's a tough one. Fucking 5 more years of Jeff Skinner at $9 million. Like, I know that Ratu is sick in this game. He's a 77 at 19 years old. Oh, man, but this Jeff Skinner crippled this team in terms of cap at certain points. It's worth considering. We'll hold off because, of course, they added Patrick Hornqvist to the deal. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off only because Skinner's been okay. His big save Dave signs. Dahlin and Skinner for Taves. No. No, thank you. Oh man, Alex Stalock also signs. Luukkonen, Wu, and Stud for Stahl and Stetcher. Get out of my face. Alright, so where are we at now? Did Hornqvist sign an extension? I would have checked. Alright, goalie-wise, we're fine. Defensively, 1 or 2 more guys would be fine, but we could also play younger options if we had to. So we're looking okay on defense. And again, forward-wise, we're looking okay, too. Really now, it's just a matter of how do we use that $12 million. A little bit more defensive help, a little bit more offensive help. It's just finding the right contract at the right time. Defensively, ooh, Mark Giordano's off the board. We could overpay Alex Edler for the year. Or we look at, like, Braden Coburn. Or Jason Demers. I didn't bring back Irwin just because he regressed, and I figured he'd get worse. I think he's still available. I mean, I imagine he is. Yeah, he's still available. I mean, we could bring back, like, Ian Jack Johnson for a, for a morale boost, essentially. What do we have for forwards? Hoffman's still out there. I mean, we could make another 1-year deal with Mike Hoffman. Get the chance to trade him that we didn't take this past year. Radulov's also out there for a pretty big price point. Aside from that, we'd be looking at like 82s to just fill out the roster. Sandin is indeed an RFA. We don't have the picks required to send an offer. Again, $12 million bucks. I'm just worried Edler's going to regress and then that contract will have no trade value whatsoever, you know? Problem is with like Coburn and Demers, I don't think there'll be any trade value there either. I think I might go with a younger third pairing or
Fanboy.
bring
The man
back
was a fanboy.
some of the other players. Baseball fan, thank you for the 33 months on the Prime. Are you ready? We are just a few short minutes away. So close. You know what we're going to do? We are going to bring back the guys that we had last year. Just to help fill out the roster. So for Irwin, like, I'm not even going to spin the wheel. We'll just bring him back and pay him what he's asking for. You know, again, these guys aren't major players. Jack Johnson will bring back. The gall of him to ask for 2 years. Artem Zub will bring back as well, if they want to come back. And that'll help out the morale of the team. Mr. Hoffman. Does Mike Hoffman want to come back? Oh, it was close. Let's bring Mike Hoffman back to Buffalo. It's a 1-year deal. We'll go 7.5. And see if Mike Hoffman wants to come back to Buffalo. Baseball fan, we are rocking a UMaine Black Bears jersey. Just got it. Cousins and... I think we have to take that. I think we have to take that. I really like Dylan Cousins, but I think we have to take that. Kotkaniemi's 22. He's an 88 on an expiring deal. Cousins has been amazing. He put up 74 points last year. Deej, I don't know how many packs I'm going to rip tonight. Obviously, I don't want to start off on Diamond Dynasty, and I'll be on franchise mode to differentiate myself, but we'll get into some Diamond Dynasty later tonight. I can't stream for the longest amount of time because, you know, adult responsibilities and such. I think we have to take this, guys. Now, there is the issue of renegotiating with Cousins or Kotkaniemi, but there is no reason to not get rid of Jeff Skinner. I mean, again, Skinner hasn't actually been horrific for us in terms of goal scoring, but Montreal offers this deal. We'd be stupid not to take it. It is Dylan Cousins and Jeff Skinner for Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Done deal. Done deal. Will we also get Mike Hoffman back? We do. And we won't take that because I'd get in trouble for trading stud. Well, I did not expect Jesperi Kotkaniemi to be on this team, but here we are. Here we are. I miss Dylan Cousins already, but what a trade. What a trade that is. So we still await word from one Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Defensively, it's Dahlin, Jones, Uyghur, Larson, and then, again, we could still use some depth here. Whether or not it's Jet Wu or some of the younger guys that get a chance, we'll find out. And for the forwards, I mean, Eichel, Barzal, Kotkaniemi, Reinhart, Hoffman, Hurdle. I still hate that we had to let go of Olofsson. And then, you know, Stud, Okposo, Ratu. We could still use some forward depth here for sure. Throw back the Barzal for Kotkaniemi offer, right? So we have $8 million left. The best thing to do, clearly. I mean, we could go after Radulov, but I think out of these 82s, if we end up with a couple of them, we're looking good. I'm honestly just going to wait for asking prices to drop. I feel like that's the best way to go. Really quickly, because I know people are always interested. Just to look at some... I'm only going to read out the big names, but like Kyle Turris to Montreal is hilarious. Let's see. Brian Rust went to Vancouver. Kessel went to Vegas. Not bad. But I'll start uploading these to YouTube starting tomorrow. So, at least I hope. If not, Saturday at the latest. Gusev went to the Islanders. The Panthers get Ekholm. Giordano to the Islanders. Kemper to the Sharks. Korpisalo to the Bruins, as well as Will Butcher. Pavelski to Ottawa. Reimer went to Anaheim. Schultz stays in Pittsburgh. Good lord. Letang to Montreal. Kubalik and Leddy to the Kings. Manson went to Columbus. Fleury to Chicago. Getzlaf to Minnesota. Olofsson went to the Islanders. That hurts a lot. Lankinen to Washington. Thornton went to Dallas. Forsberg to Arizona. Hampus Lindholm. Man, Montreal made some moves. They are going to have no money. They also signed Ryan Pulock. Holy shit. Remind me to take a look at Montreal. Zibanejad went to Nashville. And of course, all these we've seen before. Craziness. Craziness, craziness. So let's go ahead and sim a little bit. Bolduc in a 5th for a 3rd, and I follow. What overall is Bolduc? Basically a 2nd and a 5th for a 3rd, and I follow, huh? It's a little bit too much for an 82 overall. I'm not against trading Bolduc. That's not the right deal. Irwin's back. Johnson. Zub. Stud for Kovanov. No. Peterson. I mean, anything involving Peterson's not going to happen either. Alright, let's... I want to get to August 1st. Hurdle and Stud for Dubois. I can't do it because I'll get in trouble for trading Stud too early. But also, I kind of don't care and almost want to do it anyway. Problem is, Dubois is on an expiring deal, but he might still be an RFA. The old tickle in the throat. I think we have to do this and risk it. I like that we brought on Tomas Hertl. We just signed Stud. I think I have to risk getting in trouble. Kip Piero Zabedel, who we looked at in the draft. We're going to take this. He's a 47. We'll be flipping this guy. Pierre-Luc Dubois, welcome to Buffalo for Tomas Hertl and Jack Studnicka. What the hell is going on with these AI trades? Luukkonen has been offer sheeted by the Hurricanes. We will match it, so Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen will be our starter this year. And I'm not going to trade for Ian Cole. Even though that wouldn't be that bad. See, all you have to do is let the AI come to you with dumb trades. That's all you have to do. Oh, man. Coffin fit. Gotta love it. We're not going to do that either. Again, I don't want to trade Peterson this early. Although now that we have Luukkonen, we don't exactly need him. But it's August 1st. We have $5 million in cap space. Who else is out there still? Looks like a lot of the big names are off the board. Let's spin the wheel for Mr. Beauvillier. I'd love to bring on Anthony Beauvillier if he is down. Fuck. All right, we'll still hold off. At this point, I think we're done with free agency. We'll go ahead and, Cody, yes, I did.
Fanboy. The man was a fanboy.
Astral dropping the 30. You'll love to see it. I'm not trading Janmark for draft picks. I'm not that dumb. I'm not Vegas. Quinn and Grigorenko for a 2nd and Gardner. Absolutely not. Bolduc for Zucker. No. Uyghur in a 2nd for a 2nd. No. Uyghur. No. Quinn and Westgarth for Zucker. No. Uyghur. No. Krebs and Peterson. No. So we'll see who's still out there on the open market once we get to the beginning of free agency. Excuse me, the beginning of free agency to fill out this roster. This team has changed drastically just by allowing the AI to shoot themselves in the foot. So the goaltending this year will be Luukkonen and Peterson from the looks of it, which is nuts. Big Save Dave and Stalock will be in the AHL, for God's sakes. The defense is Dahlin, Jones, Uyghur, Larson, probably Zub and Irwin to start. And then if it turns out that we should buy, then we'll buy. Otherwise, we'll just hold. But Zub and Irwin were pretty good for us last year. And then for the forwards, my God. So we do lack a bit of forward depth here, clearly. We need to go out and sign some of the remaining free agents to help fill out this team. But we are incredibly top-heavy without me actively trying to rip off the AI. So out of the UFA forwards, everyone at this stage is fair game. Totally Spanish, Kivy Ranta. We'll look to bring him back. He'll probably be an NHLer this year. And at this stage, I think it's just cool to say that I can sign whoever. Nicholas Obey-Kubel. I imagine it's Rhett Gardner. Is it Rhett or Reed? It is Rhett Gardner. Nick Patan, come on down. Jansen Harkins, come on down. Johan Larsson, who might actually end up playing. Tyler Steenbergen. Here's where our depth comes from. Dmitry Sokolov, who looked very unhappy. Garrett Pylon. Hopefully he won't be, although Buffalo's used to pylons. There's a lot of 78s. I didn't expect there to be that many 78s. Jesus, Marian Hossa. We'll bring back Cooper Marotti, because he was here last year. And from there, there's just a crap load of players. There really is. Curtis Lazar, AJ Greer. So clearly we're going to be able to fill out this roster. Clearly. But for now, chat, that is our stopping point here. And we will see where we go with this team. With this. How the hell did that happen? My God.